What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another episode of Trinoline. We talked to the robot Trino for a little bit, or robot Yuuri for a little bit. Now we're talking to the real Yuuri. Let's see what she has to say. Hibino-senpai said it was like she was talking on the phone. Thank goodness everyone seemed to have accepted her. Who made you decide to introduce her to them? Honestly, it wasn't like I couldn't understand the desire to brag about such high-end virtual hardware. But something told me that wasn't what Yuuri was shooting for. Well... I've got no intention of telling the others about my illness. If you were fine with it, I'd hoped you could show her off to the others once I've passed away. If you did that, it'd get them to remember me once in a while, you know? Even if I left Yuuri solely to you, it felt like I would end up forcing you to be all alone. Which is why I wanted to let everyone know that Yuuri exists. I could tell this was Yuri's unique way of showing her consideration for me. However, it wasn't like having a virtual version of her would cure her illness, so I couldn't exactly throw my arms in the air and celebrate. Please don't make that face. We're all going to die someday. That's just how it works. I mean, yeah. For every girl who survives until they're old, there are infants who die immediately after the birth. I managed to survive this long, and I was able to meet so many wonderful people. So many wonderful people. I understand what you're trying to say, but that's not enough of a reason for me to give up. The truth is, I want to be with you much longer than that. So, Shun, thank you. You know, I've been considering getting examined. Examined? Does that mean you're going to undergo treatment? Examinations. Only examinations. Thank goodness. Before now, I thought there would be no point if I only slightly extended my lifespan. But if I can live just a little while longer, then I'd like to. Thank goodness. I'm so happy. But all that stuff about replacing body parts, that's not happening, okay? I just wonder if anything could be done with medicine, or maybe with some minor surgery. Would you still be okay with that? But of course. Yuuri believed dying was the only option, but now she was thinking positively. Nothing could possibly make me happier. Thank you, Yuuri. Oh, having you with me has helped change my mind a little. Thank you, Shun. About Yuuri, I know having Sarah create her for me was spur of the moment and really confusing for you. But it would make me happy if you gave her a chance all the same. How do you mean? If the doctors are able to treat me, I'll go through even more examinations and we won't be able to spend a lot of time together. So it would make me happy if you hung out with Yuuri during that time. She obviously won't be able to cook or help you around the house, but I'm sure she can keep you company. I want you to remember me while we're apart, and I want you to keep loving me. Why would you say that? Nothing will ever change how precious you are to me. My precious. Makes me think of that Boogie video. It's like, who drank my Mountain Dew? You sons of bitches. Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath. Makes me happy to hear you say that. Freaking love that video. But still, I'm anxious. Wonder if I can keep calling myself your girlfriend even when I'm not actually around. I'm not talking about email, phone calls, or stuff like that. Not being able to stay here with you makes me feel totally insecure. Since we would be spending much more time apart, she must have wanted me to spend that time with Yuuri. Be funny to put like a Transformers voice on that. To be honest, that's why I had her made in the first place. To be honest with you, Joe. So that I could focus on my treatment and you wouldn't be alone because of me. That's why? I'm sure that's the reason why Sarah helped me, you know. She's the sort of person who will do anything when it comes to you, Shun. Sarah's worried about your illness too. She may not know all the details, but she knows it's something serious. I see. So Sarah knows, huh? Sarah was smart enough to know that creating Yuuri wouldn't change any aspect of Yuri's condition. In spite of that, she did what she could to help us. I made a mental reminder to thank Sarah later. I won't die for a little while longer. Sarah went to all the trouble to make her, too. So I'd like it if that that kid. You ever had a dream if you do it so? So I'd like it if she could be used in a constructive way. Are you okay with that? Yeah, I'm happy as long as you can see me anytime you want. Or maybe I'm just tying you down. She looked insecure for a moment, but returned to her usual cheerful self. Got it. I'll give it a try. Thank you. Yes. Hello, my friend. Yuuri had it much harder than I did, and would soon be undergoing treatment. Yes? For her sake, I wanted to support her with everything I had. After walking Yuuri home, I booted up Yuuri. Welcome back, Shun. I'm home. Yuuri smiled at me with the same happy expression as the Yuuri I had said goodbye to a short time ago. I was super surprised earlier. Everyone popped up out of nowhere. She must have been what? Thanks, translation. She must have been referring to when we invited everyone over this afternoon. Thank you for everything, Yuuri. It's like I never thought I'd suddenly meet everyone in that kind of setting, so it made me kind of nervous. You didn't look like you were nervous at all. I naturally broke into a smile. Shun, did something good happen? You look kind of happy. Well, Yuuri decided to undergo treatment. Seems like she's finally feeling a bit more positive about the idea. She is? Yuuri amusedly asked me again, likely noticing the slight emotional fluctuation in my expression. Good for you, Shun. Thank you. To be honest with you, Joe, it feels kind of weird to talk to you about this. Aha, don't worry about that too much. I hope you'll think of me and Yuuri as the same person, just like she said. I have no body, so I can't touch you, but I'll make you happy all the same, Shun. She actually just said I should talk to you whenever I'm not able to see her. Yeah, that's perfect. I think it would be nice if I could just talk or hang out with you so you don't get lonely. I'll always be me. There's no need for you to overthink it too much. I see. All that was left was to try powering her up every day until I got used to interacting with her. It might even help me understand what Yuuri wished for. To be honest with you, Joe, I'm happy when you're happy, Shun. Because I love you, Shun. While I know she was just a carbon copy of Yuuri, it still made my heart skip a beat. That's right, she was still my lover no matter what. Also meant she had memories of confessing to me too. Still had mixed feelings about the entire situation, but she didn't seem like an entirely different entity from Yuuri to me. Yeah, me too. I love you. I'm so happy. I managed to avoid wording it in a way that would distinguish which Yuuri I meant. Still, if I was being honest with myself, or Joe, it wasn't a lie that Yuuri was also important to me. I was just a little confused about how to deal with her at the moment, though. I'll do my best to make sure you love me even more, too. Your happiness is my happiness. Thank you. When I couldn't see Yuuri, I could see the virtual version of her. As long as Yuuri was around, I could be with my girlfriend whenever I want. I could sense just how much Yuuri loved me firsthand at any time. Surprisingly enough, moments like these might not be half bad. Yeah. Yuuri and I had plans to go out on a date today. I got ready and decided I should greet Yuuri before leaving. Morning, Shun. Morning. Autosave. Are you going out somewhere? Yeah, I've got a date with Yuuri. I see. Take care, okay? Thanks, I'll be back. Have a safe trip. Hope you have a fun time. Yuuri saw me off with a sweet, beaming smile. Talking to Yuuri when I was just about to meet up with Yuuri was a pretty strange sensation. Then again, this could be unexpectedly amusing in its own right. Shun. Yuuri smiled and called out to me. How are you feeling today? Perfect. Perfecto. I guess I can't really say that, but... Yeah, I'm doing okay. If I take it easy, then I think I'll be alright. Got it. Try not to overdo it, okay? Thanks. We haven't gone on a date in ages, so I'm happy. I bet. Let's have tons of fun today. As we walked along our usual path. It was such a simple thing, yet it filled me with a warm and fuzzy feeling having Yuuri act so cheerful at my side. During our leisurely stroll, we eventually found ourselves at the sugarcane field. How are things with Yuuri? Everything going smoothly? Yeah, it's like I can see you anytime, so that's pretty amusing. I initially thought I would turn her on once in a blue moon, but it quickly became a habit to power up every day. Really? I'm glad. I was worried about whether you'd have any trouble accepting her. Dropping a virtualization of me on you without any warning, sorry to force it on you. Where'd everyone go? Bingo. I was opposed to it at first. After all, she doesn't have a physical body and isn't. However, I think it was actually easier to come to terms with her because she's virtual. Besides, between the two, Sharon is far more surprising. I'm sure. Since I met Sharon first, dealing with Yuuri hadn't been as jarring. When I first met Sharon, I was a little opposed to her too. It almost felt like an attempt to sugarcoat all the sadness we felt from Sharon-chan's death. Part of me thought stuff like, is Sarah going to make an android of me when I die too? I wonder about that. Anyway, I guess I'm a little hopeful that this might turn out for the best. I don't want to die yet, but there's no telling what will happen. My condition could suddenly deteriorate tomorrow, for all I know. If that happens, Yuuri might end up inheriting my regrets. Or so I thought, anyway. Yuuri had initially claimed that Yuuri was a piece of herself, one she would someday leave behind. With how Yuuri talked about her now, it sounded like she was another memory during the time when she was focused on getting treatment. So how is she? Is she really just like me? Yeah, spitting image. It's like we're together all the time, so it makes me really happy. Really, really? It's funny since I'm not there with you, but it makes me happy too. Well, the thing that makes me happiest of all is that you seem willing to undergo treatment. Knowing you could live longer is a joy that would be hard to replace with anything else in the world. Sean, it's unusual for you to say something like that. It's how I really feel. It might be a little exaggerated, I guess. I see. If everything's going well, then I'll have to let Sarah know we can keep this arrangement going for a little while longer. Yeah. Indeed. We walked along the field-side road, hand in hand. I basked in the warm happiness her hand provided. We walked around for a while, and I eventually walked her home around the time the sun started to set. We still had a little bit of time left in the day, so Yuuri invited me to her bedroom. Huh. Everything okay? You tired? This is nothing. She wiped the sweat off her forehead and puffed her chest up energetically. Listen, Shun, there's something I have to tell you. You know how I told you earlier that I decided to undergo examinations? Yeah. Well, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be hospitalized in a clinic off the island for a little while. Tomorrow? Sorry to spring this on you. It should be for about a week. Dr. Manami admitted that the hospitals on the island weren't properly equipped to perform the Hucrim treatment, so that part didn't surprise me. Going so far away made me a little anxious, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Yuuri said with a smile. I'll come visit you. No, they're just running some tests. I appreciate the sentiment, but coming around will probably just cause issues. Oh, I see. This would be my first time ever going a full week without seeing her, so I had a hard time imagining what it'd be like. Things seem like they're going well with Yuuri though, so that's a little reassuring. The doctors will perform some inpatient examinations and may begin treatment depending on the results. I won't be able to stay by your side through it, but Yuuri will be there for you. Yeah, if I can't do anything to help, then I'll at least be waiting for you when you come back. Yeah, don't get your hopes up too high, okay? Oh, there I go again, and here I'm hoping that everything goes well. If they do a thorough examination, maybe they'll find some good medication or treatment method instead. Then I might be able to live a little longer. And then, maybe we can spend next summer together too. I'm praying everything works out too. I'll be cheering you on. Shun, thank you. But before that... Yuuri? Yuuri closed the gap between us, her expression practically begging for a kiss. I won't be able to see you for a little while, so... Let's do it, okay? Yeah. Yuuri whispered affectionately in a sugary sweet voice and closed her eyes. Let's follow through, all the way to the end. Oh boy. After we made love, Yuuri snuck into bed with me. We won't be able to see each other for a while, but do you think this will help you remember me? I wouldn't forget. I'll wait for you. Yeah, wait for me, okay? She whispered and cuddled up close. I feel like with all of the love you have given me, I'll be able to do my best starting tomorrow. Yeah, if going gets rough, just think about me. I hope I get good results. I'm sure it'll all be okay. Yeah, I hope so. Her eyes narrowed lovingly, and she smiled happily. I wrapped my arms around her shoulders and gave her a tender kiss on the forehead. Dude, Shun's a player. Yuuri and I were lovey-dovey all evening, but the sun inched closer to the horizon, and the night air fast approached. Starting tomorrow, huh? Yeah. Knowing I would spend the next few days without her definitely made me feel a little lonely. Don't cheat on me just because I'll be away, okay? Of course I won't. I have Yuuri around anyway. Do I look like someone who would cheat on you? Definitely not. In fact, are you sure you're not mixing it up for being unable to cheat? Yikes. Yuuri asked while sneering mischievously at me. Right. Can I call or email you while you're there? About that, probably not much. Since the examinations will be ongoing, I can't promise any specific time that I'll be free. I'll be able to read your emails, but I might be too tired to reply. Got it. You don't need to overexert yourself. She wasn't going there to have fun after all. Yuuri is being hospitalized for further testing and will be back in a week. Upon her return, I would have to treat her to some more of those beef skewers we had the other day. If I find some time, I think I can talk. I'll call you from my end. Yeah, I'll be waiting. The examinations would already be putting a lot of stress on her, so me sitting around worrying wasn't going to accomplish anything. Right. Yuuri was the one putting in all of the effort, which was why I wanted to see her off with a smile and wait for her return. Have a safe trip. I'm heading out. Okay then, see you later. Yuuri flashed me the biggest smile she could muster. Not to be outdone, I gave her the brightest smile I could and waved her until she was out of sight. She gone. Welcome back, Shun. How did your date with Yuuri go? Yuuri grinned at me mischievously. We took a walk down to the sugarcane fields and back today. And then, you're pretty late if all you did was take a walk. That question was totally difficult to answer. It wasn't like I'd done anything wrong, but it was still hard to look her in the eye. Did you have ellipsis? What? It's perfectly fine for you to talk about it. Yuuri and I are one and the same after all. Besides, I remember having ellipsis with you before too. I guess you would. She possessed all of Yuri's memories of the time we had spent together, including those before my accident and her confession. It makes me super happy to know I'm loved. Sorry though, I wish I could do something for you too. That's not something I'm expecting. If you want, maybe I can get Sarah to make a nude mode for me. Seems legit. I imagined it for a moment and couldn't say I hated the idea. No, Sarah's the one who'd have to implement it. I didn't want her to find out. Oh right, aside from that, Yuri's going to be hospitalized in a clinic off-island for examinations starting tomorrow. I see, we'll have to cheer her on. Yeah, let's pray it all turns out for the best. Which means, you and I will be all alone together. Is that how it'll work? I mean, I still need to go to school and stuff. In that case, I'd better tie you up real good to make sure you don't cheat on me with some other girl. Yuuri said the same thing. She did? Good job, me. Yuuri and Yuuri were exactly alike. How should I welcome Yuuri back when she was finished with her examinations? Almost read this extermination. Quickly found myself agreeing with myself that Yuuri would be the perfect person to ask for advice. Morning. Morning, Yuuri. It had become a habit to turn Yuuri on the second I woke up in the morning. I used to only boot her up briefly at first, but now I left her on all day. After powering her on, I went into the kitchen and started to prepare breakfast. What are you making? Making some toast and maybe some sunny side up eggs. That's too little. Sean, is that going to be enough? A light breakfast is better than nothing. Aww. Well, it's not like I have time to sit around and relax. If I could cook for you, I'd make you a super nutritional breakfast. Yeah, I'm sure you would. Yuuri rambled on while I made breakfast. Could have been due to the glasses, but Yuuri followed me around wherever I went. It was honestly kind of adorable. Sean, what time will you be home today? I guess classes should be over around 4 p.m. I'll come back after I do some shopping. Got it. Off you go. Take care, okay? Yuuri was saying goodbye to me at the door. This did seem to perfectly describe what Yuuri had mentioned before about living together. Was Yuuri holding up well in her examinations? I hope something good came of it, no matter how small. That was my one wish. Yuuri would be there waiting for me when I came home, so I no longer had to worry about coming back to an empty house anymore. Welcome home. I'm back. I'm going to start making dinner now, but... Yuuri, do you think there's anything I could make with the ingredients I have on hand? Let's see. You've got finely chopped veggies. Oh, and a little bit of pork. If you tossed all of it into a frying pan and made something like steamed pork, that could be tasty. I see. Getting a proper diet when you live alone must be rough. It definitely is. These sketchy aspects match Yuuri too. By the way, are your cooking skills the same as Yuri's too? Probably. I've never actually done it myself, but my memory data is identical. However, there are things I can do well. I've got programs like that. Come to think of it, Shron had been a pretty good cook. You could say they resembled helper robots in that particular aspect. Still, it's incredible that you've got additional information programmed into you aside from Yuri's memories. I've got a sloppy side too, you know. That's what causes me to mess up the proportions sometimes, but if I follow the info programmed into me, I guess that shouldn't happen. Trino doesn't make any mistakes after all. Okay then, I'll have you teach me the recipe. So why don't we make the meal together? Yeah. I'm actually gonna end the episode here. Sorry, I gotta do something real quick, but peace.